The second hide-and-seek horror story takes place in a small, rural town with a dark history. A group of teenagers decided to play the game in an old, abandoned church on the outskirts of town. Little did they know, the church was rumored to be haunted by the spirits of those who had met a tragic end within its walls. As the game began, the players scattered throughout the church, hiding in the pews, behind the altar, and in the dusty corners. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and the sound of creaking floorboards echoed through the empty space. As the seeker counted down, the tension in the church grew palpable. Shadows danced on the walls, and the players could swear they heard whispers in the darkness. But it wasn't until one of the players stumbled upon a hidden trapdoor in the floor that things took a truly terrifying turn. Curiosity getting the best of them, the player opened the trapdoor and descended into the darkness below. What they found was a network of tunnels that seemed to stretch on for miles, twisting and turning in a maze-like fashion. The air grew colder, and the feeling of being watched became almost unbearable. As they navigated the tunnels, the player began to hear strange noises echoing through the darkness. Whispers, footsteps, and the sound of something scraping against the walls. Panic set in as they realized they were not alone down there. In a moment of sheer terror, the player turned to run back the way they came, only to find that the tunnels had shifted, leading them deeper into the unknown. The walls seemed to close in around them, and the air grew thick with the stench of decay. Just when they thought all hope was lost, the player saw a faint light in the distance. With a burst of adrenaline, they sprinted towards it, emerging from the tunnels into the cold night air. The church loomed above them, its dark silhouette against the moonlit sky. The player stumbled out of the church, shaken to their core by the experience. The other players were waiting outside, their faces pale with fear. Without a word, they all fled into the night, leaving the church and its dark secrets behind them. And so, the second hide-and-seek horror story came to a chilling conclusion, leaving the players scarred by the encounter. As they made their way home, they couldn't shake the feeling that something sinister lurked in the shadows, waiting to strike again. So, there you have it. 2 allegedly true hide-and-seek horror stories that will make you think twice before playing the game in a creepy setting. Remember, the next time you find yourself in a dark, eerie place, be sure to keep your wits about you. You never know what might be hiding in the shadows, waiting to make its presence known. Stay safe out there, and until next time, happy haunting. Bone-chilling hide-and-seek horror stories, true tales of terror. Dark, eerie music plays. The screen shows the title, Bone-Chilling Hide-and-Seek Horror Stories, True Tales of Terror. Welcome, brave souls, to a journey into the macabre. Today, we delve into 2 bone-chilling hide-and-seek horror stories that are said to be true. Gather your courage, for these tales are not for the faint of heart. Are you brave enough to hear them? Let's begin. Our first tale takes us to a small, secluded village, where children would often play hide-and-seek in the nearby forest. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a group of friends gathered for a game. Among them was a boy named Samuel, known for his exceptional hiding skills. Scene shows children playing hide-and-seek, laughter echoing through the trees as the sun sets. Samuel decided to hide in an old, abandoned cabin deep within the forest. It was a spot he had discovered earlier that day and knew no one would think to look there. Samuel sneaking into the dilapidated cabin, finding a corner to hide in. As the game progressed, the seeker, a girl named Emily, began calling out to the hidden players. One by one, they emerged from their hiding spots, all except Samuel. Emily, determined to find him, ventured deeper into the forest, eventually reaching the cabin. Emily walking through the darkening forest, calling for Samuel. Inside the cabin, Samuel heard Emily's voice drawing closer. He held his breath, waiting for her to pass by. Suddenly, he felt a cold, bony hand grasp his shoulder. He turned around, expecting to see Emily, but instead, he was face to face with a ghostly figure, its eyes hollow and its mouth twisted in a sinister grin. Shows Samuel turning to see the ghostly figure, his face frozen in terror. Samuel let out a blood-curdling scream that echoed through the forest. Emily, startled, rushed into the cabin only to find it empty. No sign of Samuel. He had vanished without a trace. Shows Emily entering the empty cabin, looking around in confusion and fear. To this day, the villagers say that if you play hide and seek near the old cabin, you might hear Samuel's scream and feel the ghostly presence of the seeker who found him. The Whispering Walls. Our second tale takes us to an ancient manor, long abandoned and rumored to be haunted. A group of teenagers, eager for a thrill, decided to play hide and seek within its crumbling walls one stormy night. Shows teenagers entering the old manor, lightning flashing outside. Among them was a girl named Lily, who chose to hide in the manor's dusty basement. As she settled into her hiding spot, she heard faint whispers echoing through the darkness. Lily hiding behind old furniture, listening to the whispers with growing unease. At first, Lily thought it was her friends trying to scare her, but the whispers grew louder and more insistent, speaking in a language she couldn't understand. Fear gripped her as she realized the voices were coming from the walls themselves. Lily pressing her ear against the wall, her face showing increasing terror. Upstairs, the seeker, Mark, had found everyone except Lily. He called out to her, his voice mingling with the distant thunder. Lily tried to call back, but the whispers drowned out her voice, filling her mind with a growing sense of dread. Mark calling for Lily, his voice echoing through the manor. Desperate to escape, Lily made her way to the basement stairs but found the door locked. The whispers grew louder, almost deafening, as shadowy figures emerged from the walls, their eyes glowing with malevolence. Lily frantically trying to open the door, shadowy figures closing in. In a panic, Lily banged on the door, screaming for help. Mark and the others heard her cries and rushed to the basement. When they finally broke down the door, they found Lily unconscious on the floor, the whispers suddenly silent. Shows the group breaking down the door, finding Lily on the floor. Lily was never the same after that night. She spoke of the whispers and the shadowy figures, but no one else ever heard them. The manor was sealed off, but those brave enough to approach it claim that on stormy nights you can still hear Lily's desperate screams and the sinister whispers of the walls. Conclusion. And so, brave viewers, these are the bone-chilling hide-and-seek horror stories that continue to haunt those who dare to listen. Are they true? Only those who experience them can say. But remember, the next time you play hide-and-seek, beware of the shadows that lurk and the whispers that call. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales of terror. Fades out with eerie music, ending with the channel logo and a prompt to subscribe. Until next time, stay safe and keep the lights on. If you enjoyed this videos, please click on subscribe, share for more videos.